Hey guys, my name is Brooke and I'm the female foodie, and my only goal here is to share restaurant recommendations that you can trust because life's too short to eat bad food. Today we are talking about all things restaurants in San Diego. I love San Diego. It has the beach, it has warm weather, and most importantly, there's really good food. However, there are a lot of mediocre spots or places that I would consider to be just okay. I'm going to be talking about 7 of my favorite places today, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Let's get started. The first place that we're talking about today is Sushi Ota. Sushi Ota is situated in a really unassuming spot in Pacific Beach. It sits right between a 7-Eleven and a Planned Parenthood, but don't let the location deter you because this is the best sushi in San Diego. I love coming here because the fish is really fresh and delicious. Everything on the menu is so good, but it's really low-key and down to earth, and it's not super pretentious or unapproachable. The menu here is pretty typical for a sushi restaurant, so you can order different pieces of sashimi and sushi. There's rolls, there's entrees. My personal favorite thing to get here is the tokusen sushi entree. You're getting 10 different pieces of nigiri sushi, which is my favorite, and everything tastes so fresh and delicious. And then it comes also with a tuna roll. So it's a great way to kind of sample a little bit of everything. They have an omakase here. Like I said, they've got a traditional menu, but no matter what you get, the food's going to taste delicious. So if you need sushi when you're in San Diego, Sushi Ota is your place to go. San Diego is flooded with so many Mexican-influenced restaurants. While some of them are authentic and others aren't, I can tell you one place that is super authentic that you're definitely going to love, and that is Las Cuatro Milpas. Las Cuatro Milpas is on Logan Avenue, and this is one of my very favorite dining experiences in San Diego. When you get here, there's going to be some kind of line. Don't let that deter you. I promise it'll move fast. There's 2 things that I really like to get here, and I would highly recommend getting both of them, especially since everything is so inexpensive here. So the first thing is the crunchy rolled pork tacos. You'll see when you walk in, they just fry them right in front of you and they serve them immediately. The taste and the texture of these is so good, and they put different toppings on top of them, but it's just a real crunchy, delicious, savory delight. The most important thing to get here though is the rice, bean, and tamale combination. I've never had anything like this before, but in essence, what they do is they take a big bowl and then they, all in the same place, put the beans, the rice, and a tamale. It almost kind of resembles something like a soup. The most important part of this meal is the fresh, handmade tortilla that you get with this. I don't know what they're putting in this tortilla, but I do know that they're freshly made right there in front of your eyes. If you walk to the back side of the restaurant, you can see several employees always making these fresh tortillas, but they taste so good. If you only come here for just the tortillas alone, I promise it'll be worth it. But don't do that. Try the tacos, try the tamales, and for sure, eat as many tortillas as you can stomach. You can also take some tortillas with you to go, which if you have a kitchen nearby and you can use them, I highly recommend. The third place on our list is Buna Porchetta, and we're talking about this restaurant because they serve the best pizza in all of town, period. I tried so many pizzerias while we were in San Diego. It's my favorite food, and trust me, I wanted to make sure we found the absolute best place, and Buna Porchetta is the place that you want to come. There's a few other options in town that are really popular, but in terms of just the flavor and taste of the actual pizza itself, this is where you want to come. It's also a really good restaurant just as a whole. The service is great, the environment is really nice, so if you're looking for a great place for a date night or to go with a few friends, this is a great option. My favorite pizza here is the Sergio. It has the fresh mozzarella, the crushed tomato, prosciutto, and arugula, and just like everything combined tastes so good together, the textures and the flavors, and then of course it's all on top of their crust, and this is a Neapolitan style crust, so you're gonna get really light, delicate dough with the nice char on the bottom, and you're gonna need a fork and knife to eat this pizza because they cut it into 4 slices, which in my personal opinion is way too big, and also the pizza goes by way too fast. So take your time, really enjoy the pizza, just like Italians like to do. Buna Porchetta, make sure you go here. Similar to the pizza experience, For breakfast and brunch, I went to so many places and I found that a lot of these restaurants that either people were telling me to go to or that I heard were really good had just mediocre food again. And I'm not going to mention names, but my favorite restaurant for breakfast and brunch in San Diego is Great Maple. It's always packed here, so you're going to want to allow a little bit of wait time, especially if you're going on the weekend. But honestly, best breakfast. They also have great lunch options. If you're going here for breakfast, you for sure want to get the maple bacon donuts. They're all made to order, of course, and they are huge. They're just like this big. They're enormous donuts, and I think you get like 3 or 4 to an order anyway. They're covered in icing and bacon. They're everything that you want in a hot, fresh donut that is just right out of the grease. They taste so warm and soft, and just the icing there and the bacon and everything combined is so delicious. You're for sure going to be able to inhale one of these, if not 2 or 3. If you're here for breakfast and you want something savory, I totally recommend the chilaquiles. They are really delicious. I love that they're prepared in a verde salsa, which is my favorite. When I eat chilaquiles, I want it to be made with a green salsa, but that's another dish that I highly recommend. This is my favorite breakfast place in the city, and I know that if you try it too, you're gonna fall in love. I'm really excited to tell you about the next restaurant because it's a bakery and restaurant, and that is Wayfarer Bread and Pastry. It's actually in the Bird Rock neighborhood on La Jolla Boulevard. When you walk in, you'll see a case filled with beautiful pastries, and they taste, I would say, even better than they look, and they're really gorgeous. They also have sandwiches and salads, so this is a great place to come for lunch, especially if you're in the area or if you want just a really good carby fix. Try the croissants. The almond was my personal favorite, and for sure get one of their sandwiches. The sandwiches and salads rotate, but no matter what, it's going to taste so good, especially too because their crusty, delicious baguette is what holds the sandwich together, and it tastes so good. The next restaurant we're talking about is Ironside Fish and Oyster. This one is located in Little Italy, and you want to come here if you want a great seafood experience. You have a lot of different seafood options here, from crab cakes to clam chowder to a whole lobster itself. But let me tell you my favorites. First and foremost, make sure you get some raw oysters. Even if it's not your thing, you're in San Diego, you're by the beach, you need to enjoy some fresh seafood. The service here is really good. They'll make sure and walk you through the different options when it comes to the oysters, and you can even just order like one or a handful. If you like oysters and you're a seasoned oyster connoisseur, then you're really gonna like this place. The oysters vary in levels of brininess or saltiness almost, so you wanna make sure and try a different variety of brininess in the oysters that you're ordering, and I think you might be surprised at which ones you really love. My favorite thing though to get here is the lobster roll, and it is just so delicious. You can taste the freshness of the juicy, succulent, thick pieces of lobster in every bite. It's served in a buttery toasted roll, and just everything comes together so perfectly. Once you have your oysters and your lobster roll, you have to get a donut. The donuts are made in-house, and I don't know what they're putting in them, but they are soft and fresh and delicious, and the flavor is so good. You're gonna have a hard time finding another donut in the city that you like better. The final place we're going to be talking about today is Presto, and I love Presto in particular for their tacos. It's not one of your like hole-in-the-wall type of places or a street food cart. Presto is definitely more of an elevated dining experience, but the tacos here are so good. They make the tortillas, and all of the toppings inside are just really high quality, and the flavors are really hard to beat. You're going to get complimentary chips and salsa when you come here, and those are delicious. I also highly recommend the ceviche or the guacamole. Both are really fantastic. But again, like I said, the tacos are the shining star here. I have 2 tacos here in particular that I really love. The first is the al pastor taco. It's not your traditional al pastor taco in that it's actually made with chicken instead of pork, but it's just so delicious and flavorful. And even though I was a little hesitant at first with this switch, because I do have a special place in my heart for the traditional al pastor taco, Presto pulls this off fantastically well, and it tastes so good. My absolute favorite taco here at Presto is the filet mignon taco. And let me tell you about this taco. It has avocado and delicious juicy beef. And I feel like the cherry on top of this whole taco is the crispy melted cheese on top. There's something about the texture and crunch and the saltiness of the cheese with the beef and the avocado and that homemade tortilla all wrapped together. I promise all you have to do is take one bite of this taco and you're going to fall in love. If you want to see my full blog post with 20 restaurant recommendations for San Diego, make sure and click that link below. I'll share it there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.